Our story today is about an igloo. Does anyone know who this character is? That's Curious George. He's the character in our story called Curious George Builds an Igloo. So let's see if you remember the parts of the book. This is the front, back, spine. Now this is a special book because it's from a TV show. You see the little thing here in the corner. It says seen on TV. So this story was adapted or taken from a TV show. And a girl named Kathy Wall was the one who took it from the TV show and made it into a book. So let's see what's inside. It was a beautiful winter morning. George was up early. Do you like to get up early? Stephanie doesn't like to get up early. Next door, his friend Bill was up too. Bill was building a house out of snow. It's called an igloo, Bill said. I'm going to sleep in it tonight. He's building an igloo outside to sleep in. George wanted to help. He also wanted to sleep in the igloo. It would be a lot of fun. I don't know. George tried stacking some blocks of snow. It was not easy. They kept slipping and sliding. First, you make a circle in the snow, said Bill. The snow blocks go around the circle. This makes a sturdy base for more snow blocks to go on top. Check it out. They made their circle and now they're making their blocks to go around. Have you ever built an igloo? Bill showed George how to stack snow blocks on top of the base. Around and around they went until there was only a hole left at the top. The last piece is called the keystone, Bill said. It keeps all the other snow blocks in place. So if you look close, it doesn't look like a cube or a square. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Does anyone know that shape? It's a tricky one. It's a pentagon. You have to fill in all the cracks, Bill said. This keeps the igloo nice and warm inside. They smoothed out the snow blocks. Bill and George filled all the spaces with snow. See how they took all the cracks and put snow inside? George was impressed, but Bill's igloo was a little small. Both of them are sitting in it. George wanted to build his own igloo, a big igloo that could fit his bed and some friends and maybe a party with music. George got to work. This time he made the circle bigger. He stacked the snow blocks around and around, just as Bill had taught him. George worked on his igloo until the sun went down. It was a big igloo. It even had a window. But George was a little tired monkey. He did not have time to fill in all the cracks with snow. Do you remember what Bill said filling in the cracks did? It kept it warm inside the igloo. So if George was too tired and did not have time to fill in all the cracks, do you think it's going to be warm in his igloo? Probably not. The man with the yellow hat helped move George's warm bed into the igloo. George bundled up and went to sleep. So now his bed's in the igloo just like he wanted. He's going to sleep. Do you think he's going to stay in that igloo all night? Give Miss Stephanie a thumbs up if you think he's going to sleep all night. Or do you think he's going to go back inside? What's your prediction? Soon George woke up. He was very cold. The window was drafty. He left the whole window open. The cracks were letting the cold air in. That's what we thought would happen. George really wanted to spend the night in an igloo. What could he do? Then George had an idea. All right, let's see. Wonder what his idea was. The man had told George to come inside if he got cold. So George worked quickly and built a new igloo in his living room. So our first prediction, you had to think if he was going to stay outside all night or come in. He came in, but I didn't think he would bring his igloo with him. Oh no, he brought an igloo inside his house. It was nice and warm inside the house. He crawled into his igloo and went to sleep again. The living room was the perfect temperature for sleeping, but it was too warm for a house made of snow. What do you think happened to George's igloo? It started to melt. Oh no. When George woke up the next morning, his igloo had melted. It had turned into a big puddle and a big mess to clean up. Oh my goodness, look at that. In his living room, all that water. Do you think the man with the yellow hat was very happy? Probably not. Luckily for George, his outdoor igloo was still standing. The big igloo was too cold for sleeping, but it was just right for a party. The big one's still standing out there. George and his friends spent the whole winter playing in his big igloo until it melted away in the spring. That looks like a lot of fun. The end.